Hey there, folks. It's D-Man here. Yep, I just want to give people an update on the big storm we had here in Maine. Yeah, a lot of snow. I think we have almost like 13 inches or something. And then we had like another 2 inches that were put down. So it's like I think we got all in all. I think people are saying like it's estimated that Maine pretty much got a foot of snow. Yeah, I think we got more snow in other places in Maine, but we got a decent amount of snow. It was very odd though because it was snowing, but it was like 10 degrees, so we were like just barely, yeah, just barely at the temperature threshold. I think we would have snow. And we just have it just be brutally cold. It would be like 18 or something tomorrow. I think eventually we're going to start getting back to the 20s, which is what it's kind of supposed to be. So we're kind of like, yeah, the temperature is kind of not really where it should be. Well, I've heard a lot of it is because we've got so much snow on the ground. The snow reflects the sunlight back up, so yeah, it can cause radiant cooling because the heat will reflect off the snow back into space, and then there's no heat to the ground, so the ground is like fully frozen. Yeah, I feel like we're in the freaking Arctic or something. Well, I'm glad my car is reliable. I haven't had any issues with my car starting. Makes a little bit of a noise, but I don't blame it for how freaking cold it is out there. It's a little insulated by the snow. Well, I mean, the snowbank on like is almost as high as my car in spots. Yeah, there's a snowbank almost as high as my car because the driveways we get two big snowbanks. My car is these snowbanks are almost taller than my car is. I have snow tires on, so that definitely helps me get out. But I still have to try to shovel the snow, make sure I don't bottom out too much. Just be careful about bottoming out with snow, especially if it's hard snow, because someone will try to pull you out. Your muffler might get caught on it and get ripped off. So you have to be kind of careful about that. Now my car can still bottom out though. My car's still low to the ground, so it's like the snow tires spinning isn't gonna help much. Yeah. And of course, right now my mother's on a trip. My mother's on a trip in Arizona, I think. So it's like dealing with there's like 80-degree days, and just like saying how it's cold. It's like 30 some degrees at night, which stinks. But it's like that's like, oh yeah. Well, last night it was like five. Last night it was like 9 degrees. So yeah, it's not going to be complaining about how cold that is. Yeah, I had a fiasco with my hot water freezing, but I fixed it. So hopefully, yeah. Now officially now, I hope we won't have any issues. As long as the heat tapes work down in the basement, yeah, as long as the heat tapes work in my basement, then we shouldn't have an issue. As long as the power isn't going out, I should say. Yeah, thankfully we have had really lost the power here very often. We have some electrical issues in this house every once in a while. I think we don't have the full wattage here in this house, so we're limited to what we can run at one time or something. Well, we got a lot of stuff on different breakers and stuff. Well, this house here used to have a furnace, so I think maybe that's why a lot of things are on certain circuits. And plus, this is an old house. This house is 100 some years old. There's many decades worth of different electrical work here. Like a lot of the plugs in this house are like upside down, or some of the plugs are so old they don't even have three prongs on them. Yeah, we have to like try to update the house a little bit here at some point. Yeah, it's like electrical work that people have done over the decades. There's so much work that's been done to this house. Many different things have been done to it. Yeah, a lot of things have been done to this house over the years. So it's like there's all a mix of all different stuff that people have done here. Like different time periods that things have been added to this house. It's a teeny house, but it's a pretty nice house. Yeah, I'm kind of in the top floor up here, so yeah, I only got that window back there. I don't have any other windows, so yeah, a lot of times I have to like go downstairs if a car's pulling in, so I can see what's going on out there. I can only see out into the backyard there. Mhm. Yeah, raising chickens outside. They have their little house there. They're okay as long as we keep, as long as they're dry and are out of the wind. I go out, occasionally make sure they got food and water and stuff. Make sure they're okay. And they lay eggs, so sometimes we have eggs once in a while. So most of the eggs have been freezing because it's rather cold out there. Now we do have a little heater out there for them, so it's heating it up for them. So we make sure they have a light on so that they have the right amount of. They have a concept of daylight and whatnot. Yeah, it's kind of funny having chickens. When I grew up, I remember having goats and all kinds of animals. So the chickens are not really all that intense. We've had some issues with the chickens. I think we had lost two chickens, and yeah, I'm amazed how big they are. I remember me and my mom raised them from chicks. I remember how teeny they were, yellow and fuzzy and so teeny, and now they're like huge, giant things. Barely even recognize what they are now. Yeah, I feel bad for them, but I make sure they're okay. Make sure their chicken house is warm. They're kind of out of the wind. So, yeah, they're kind of doing okay. I do have to dig through the snow because all that snow we have out there. We have to dig these big paths. And I think it's almost up to my snow is almost up to my knees in spots. I thought. Yeah, it's nice to have this nice snowpack. So hopefully this means that when we finally get the thaw, we can get plenty of water back into the ground. Because I think previous years here in Maine, I remember one year we didn't have any snow at this time of year. We had like no snow. It was almost all gone, so we didn't have a big melt. And that was a problem and caused a drought later on. Like the summer it was like really dry out. Or the spring was rather dry out. Things took longer to grow. Yeah, things took longer to come up. Seems like every summer it seems to take longer and longer for things to start growing again. Of course, here in Maine we have a very limited window. Well, some parts of Maine they have summer for like a month or something. Yeah, some parts of Maine are colder than others. Yeah, luckily I live here in southern Maine, so we're not like I think southern or more central Maine. I guess you could say we are. So I'm like kind of between the coast, between the coast and the higher mountain and the more northern Maine. Of course, here in Maine, there's some parts of Maine where nobody lives. There's big areas where nobody lives. So, yeah, a lot of places where a lot of times they don't drive in the winter. They just pop out the snowmobiles and stuff. A lot of times they have to live off the grid out there because usually they know that usually electricity is like a seasonal thing. Yeah, like the minute winter hits, it's like you don't have electricity, so you have to have generators or anything. I don't know if I'm correct about that. I don't really know that part. But a lot of things I've heard of people talking about northern Maine and other parts. There's not much out there in northern Maine. Well, I'm sure there's a lot of places where you're by yourself. There's no one else out there. Anyway, yeah, there's a big update. The storm, just a lot of snow out there. That's not likely no major thing. Cold as heck, but other than that, I'm glad I don't have to work outside. I can tell you that it's nasty out there. Really nasty out there. Wintertime in Maine, I guess. It's a lot colder than it should be. It should be a lot warmer. It should at least be 20 degrees. Yeah, I'm not expecting it. Yeah, I'm not going to whine about it not being 50 degrees, but it's like, well, today, excuse me, but today it was like, today felt like it was in the 50s compared to what it's been. Yeah, 18 degrees. It's time to go swimming because I really felt like it was that. But anyway, yeah. Please like and subscribe if you like this video. If you leave any comments, like what are some of your things that you've been dealing with the storm, if you don't mind saying. Yeah, some comments about do you guys what have you guys experienced? Because I know a lot of people. Well, I know a lot of southern states are having a hard time. A lot of southern states, I think they're talking like they still don't have any power out there. Well, a lot of these southern states are not really equipped to deal with this kind of winter weather. Yeah, especially Texas got hit again. I think Florida got hit with. Yeah, a lot of people got probably got hammered a lot more than we did here in Maine. They were saying like Maine got close to a foot of snow. So yeah, there's plenty of snow out there. We're running out of places to put it. Yeah, it's getting to where it's like I don't know where we're going to put the more snow. I think there's a rumor we're supposedly going to get snow on Wednesday. I like oh well crap. Tomorrow's Wednesday, so probably tomorrow. I'll have to look at the weather. I hope we're not going to get any more snow. I don't know where we're going to put it all. Yeah, everyone's going crazy plowing everything out. Yep. It's up to know, that all you guys are okay out there and that, you guys stay safe because it's probably going to be, yeah, because if you're in a temperature zone like I am, it's going to be a while before any of this snow is going to melt or before we can, or before it's warm enough to where it's like, yeah, today was nice enough. I was able to shovel some, but yeah, I don't really like going out when it's like 7 degrees or dark out. Yeah, this morning I had to get up early to shovel some snow because there was like 3 inches of snow at the end of the driveway because I had shoveled the previous night, so then I had to shovel again before I had to get in my car and zoom to work. Okay, well, I'll see you guys later then. Yep, hope you guys stay safe and stay warm out there too. Yeah, yeah, be mindful of frostbite and everything. Well, and I'll see you guys later. Hopefully, I'll be talking about something a little more positive. All right, I'll see you guys later. Bye.